You will never get the time back with your babies.
Stop with the fucking mom guilt.
And I remember those two girls both being like, if I could just do one thing different, I'd be more present with my kids. And I remember the two girls both kind of said the same thing. And I was like, yeah, I don't have that regret. I don't.
If I were those women, I would have punched her square in the nose. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some Hugh and Grace on deck today. And if you're not familiar with Hugh and Grace, they are a health and wellness multi-level marketing company that really does some problematic. And I found a call, I guess it would be considered an opportunity call, with a top leader in Hugh and Grace that we have reacted to here on my channel in the past. And she put on a call or hosted some kind of training that was titled, How Moms Are Building Income in the In-Between Moments.
Commencing eye roll sequence.
I'm assuming they're referring to the pockets of their day, which is something that a lot of multi-level marketing participants say. They could work their business in the pockets of their day. You cannot work any business in any pocket of your day and find success. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get the fuck into it.
Hello. How are you, Megan?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are just here today to get together to kind of talk about what mom life and business life look like and how you can kind of combine them together without like one stealing the other spotlight. And so we're going to interview style here, ask Megan how she, pushes her mom life into her home life and how she makes it work on both ends. So Megan, tell us a little bit about like your life, where you're at, kind of the season of life you're in with your family, with your kids, with your business, and like give us a picture of what that looks like.
Yeah, so I'm in year 12 now, 13. 12 of network marketing life. It's gone by so fast.
I know she's been in BODi, and when BODi switched from multi-level marketing to strictly affiliate only program, it looks like she went to Hugh and Grace, and a lot of BODi, formerly known as Beachbody, participants did switch to Hugh and Grace. So something tells me she is just a hopper, and she hops from MLM to MLM.
And as much as it's like, holy crap, 12 years is a lot of time, I also can still remember like the very first day I said yes. And where I am today is a stark contrast to where I was 12 years ago, but the driver's still the same. And it all comes down to a business where I wanted to be with my kids. And I currently have two kids that play travel hockey. They do some other little things on the side, but anyone who knows the hockey life knows that it in itself is pretty much a full-time job. We spend pretty much August to April in season with lots of summer things and spring things in the mix as well. And we're busy. We're on the go. And a conventional job in this season for the life we've built around our kids, honestly, couldn't be an option for our families.
But ma'am, did you even try? Now, yes, I know. I am a mother, okay? And I know that kids require a lot of our time, a lot of our energy, a lot of our attention. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot also work if you want to, and it never means that you should be guilted for working a traditional job if you are able to. And I say that because a lot of these MLM participants, like this individual in Hugh and Grace, will play on the vulnerability of,
well, don't you want to be more available for your kids?
well, yeah, but I also want to be able to put food in their mouths and a roof over their head. So sometimes we have to go to a traditional job for that instead of playing pretend business owner.
So when I think about the craziness of our day to day and the demands of the kids, like they've got school, like they have every other normal thing, but then the hockey and everything piled on top of it, this type of business that I've been able to build here definitely seamlessly fits into the life that we've built.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like the flexibility is awesome. So you've been with Hugh and Grace a little over a year and a half now, but I know that this isn't your first go at the network marketing space. You've been in it for quite a while. So what makes this different for you? And can you share a little bit about like what that journey looked like for you?
Yeah, so I was in like a similar season to where you personally are right now with a toddler and a little one on the way. When I first started my first network marketing business, I had an almost 2-year-old and no gosh, almost 3-year-old and a 1-year-old whenever I first got started. And I didn't want to go back to work. I had left a career in public accounting. It was a great career, just not a career that matched the lifestyle I wanted to have as being a mom. So
fucking thing behind her. I have another call that I reacted to where you could see the portrait behind her. It keeps like glitching in because she has the blurred background on, but every time she moves her hand close to it, it comes back into focus. And it is literally a cartoon portrait of her with her name under it. And she has it hanging behind her. How much more self-absorbed can we get?
It is off-putting.
I don't know. I have pictures of me and my kids and my husband and friends that I display and I put on the wall in frames and things like that. But just a portrait of me behind me while I'm on a call in my office, it feels like it says something.
We said goodbye to that season of life. We literally did everything under the sun. We like sold, my husband had a Harley. We sold the bike, we sold my car, and then I took on his car. He drove a little HHR car from work, which we still look back. It was like this little clown car. But we pinched every penny and clipped every coupon to be able to make it work so that I could be a stay-at-home mom of two. And then as life transformed and this opportunity came into our lives, it became an opportunity for me to still provide for the family while also being mom first. And at that point, I had two kids that went to bed at like 7:30.
Does dad not help you at all? That's another thing that I've noticed over the years of covering multi-level marketing calls and trainings. They make it sound like the men just go to work and that's all they have to do. They don't have to come home and help with the kids. They don't have to help out on the weekends, help clean the house, nothing. They work. So mom, the woman of the house, has to do everything else: laundry, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, bedtime, wake up, get them to school, get them home. Aren't you married? Don't you have a partner? It takes two to make a baby, doesn't it? And I understand there's a lot of deadbeats out in the world, whether it be a mom or a dad. However, it sounds like she's still very much with her husband. So why are we making it sound like you don't have any help while you're working your business opportunity?
At night, which was amazing. So we had super crazy busy days. And then the evenings were a little calmer, and I tucked the kids to bed and I built my business. And now today I have an almost 13 and almost 15-year-old teenagers who keep me more than busy from the time they walk in the door at 2:30 from school until, I think last night we got home from lacrosse at 10:30. And that's a very typical evening for us. So my days have shifted to where what used to be building a business in my mom pockets
And in your what?
has become building a business when my teenage children are out and about and I'm able to squeeze in time when they're at practice or when I'm on my way or when I'm waiting for them at a hockey rink. I couldn't tell you how many posts I've written over the years that have all been drafted up sitting in the hockey rink. But what I love about it in all seasons is it gets to fit your life in a way that you choose. And because we are busy and we are on the go, I choose to let my mom responsibilities come first and put the business into the little pockets of day.
Something she's not mentioning, because she has been an MLM hopper for however many years, 13 years, I think she said. She probably built her team as soon as she started in the multi-level marketing business. And when you build a team in the multi-level marketing business and you maintain your team in any way, shape, or form, if and when you switch multi-level marketing companies, that team likely follows you. It's easier to convince them to come over to this new MLM because there's more opportunity here. So because she's been able to do that, allegedly, that is why she's able to work this in the pockets of her day and make some kind of income.
Pockets of time throughout the day that I have. And it's something that I've grown to really appreciate and that my kids see and they know what I'm doing. They know what I'm building. They know mom's working, and it's something that's so flexible and such a good fit for us.
I love that. Love that so much. And so being a mom myself, I talk to a lot of other moms, and one of the biggest worries that we come across is, does this take time away from your kids? Do you feel like you don't get to, see certain things or do certain things with your kids because you have to do this business or you have to do this or that or the other thing for your business? Or do you kind of like feel like it works together?
Honestly, like I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I was like the volunteer queen for a decade while my kids were in elementary school. And even just recently, 2 weeks ago, I was able to spend a day in the middle school at the reality fair, which was so fun.
Did you have a booth set up to try and recruit your school-aged kids' friends? Sorry, I'm being facetious. Maybe she didn't, but something tells me she probably had some samples with her, at least.
But I've always been able to say yes. And I love that I am able to say yes to this. And I think that when I look back and think about who has been able to come in here and be successful and build a business, it's the women who decide that they're in it. Because nobody sits around and says, you know what, today's the day that I'm going to actually build a business. I have a couple hours that I'm just literally doing nothing. So let me build a business. Like I've never met a soul who does that. In fact, when I look at the people who have come into our team over the years, the ones who really excel at this are the ones who are really busy, the ones who already have a full schedule, who are already balancing a bajillion things. Cause I know that means they're really good at time management.
No, that doesn't, just because somebody has a lot of stuff going on in their life does not mean they're good at time management. It simply means they have a lot of stuff going on in their life. That's it.
But they're the people who have a connection to our mission and a drive to get it done. And you can argue we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we do, but everyone's responsibilities are different. There are people who this might fit more seamlessly into their lives than others. But regardless, if you have that on your heart and you make a decision, you make it work. You find time.
The verbiage, if it's on your heart, I'm going to throw up on your face.
Oh, okay, wow.
I probably have to cut that, huh?
Nope, not this time.
You create it. You start multitasking. Like I said, I could listen to music in the car, or I could schedule all my driving time to have one-on-one calls with my advocates or with customers who want to have, a discussion about something. Like I use that time so wisely. I've become so attuned to what my calendar is like and when I have space for my family and when it is work time. And fortunately, I'm able to fit in because my kids are older now. So rather than scheduling calls during nap time, I'm scheduling calls when I know I'm going to be sitting outside a hockey rink or driving to a lacrosse field or whatever it might be. So it's something that if you want to make it work, no matter how busy you are, you will find a way. No
Yeah.
doubt.
And that's one of the reasons why I love like working with you, because you give me ideas that I wouldn't have thought of otherwise. Like instead of listening to music in the car, make your time in the car productive. And like,
Why? Listen to music in the car. Some people, that's their chill time. Like for me, that is woosah. Like I'm going for a ride. I'm going to listen to music or a podcast that has nothing to do with anything and just let my brain relax. Why does every minute of every day have to be filled with some kind of productivity? We are not meant to live that way. Our nervous systems are going to crash if we keep doing that to ourselves. Ladies, if you're out there living by this narrative still that you have to be productive every second of every day, whether you're in the car, going for a walk, whatever it is, you don't. Let your mind relax for a little while. Go for a walk and listen to a podcast that is mind-numbing and has nothing to do with anything. Highly suggest The Basement Yard or JK Podcast or Do We Know Them? Those are great mind-numbing BS. Get your mind off of work life, your dating life, whatever it might be that is stressing you out. We need that time to decompress. We don't need to be productive every second of the day. Please, you're gonna destroy your mental health by doing that.
we have so many different moms and not moms and working moms and moms of little kids and moms of teenagers on our team that we all do things a little bit differently. But the fact that we work together and share what we're doing and share what's working is like everything, because then you can find your own path and find what works for you.
This is a rainbows and unicorn farts call. Yep.
Yes, I love that. I agree.
Yeah. So what has like this business made possible for your family? Like what about it is keeping you here, keeping you going for 12 plus years? Like it's got to be something.
Honestly, it's everything. And I always say like network marketing is not my life, but it's allowed me to create the life that I have today. And
It's not your life, but literally every free second you get, you're working on your Hugh and Grace business.
it's something that I know people have had negative experiences in the past, and maybe they have a negative connotation in their mind when they think about it. But honestly, I couldn't think of anything better to do.
I can think of multiple other better things you can do. There's so many other things you can do.
Doing laundry.
Scrubbing toilets?
Literally anything else. Going to the dentist is better than using my time for a multi-level marketing company.
Like we talked already about the time freedom and the flexibility that comes with that. And to me, that's priceless. Like you will never get the time back with your babies.
Stop with the fucking mom guilt. We all know we're not getting our time back with our babies, and we're all trying to manage that. But we also have to be able to provide for our babies and be mentally sane for our babies. Fuck the mom guilt, okay?
And I can confidently look back over the years and say I didn't miss anything.
You're always going to miss something. As a parent, I've learned that you will always miss something. It's just the way it goes because we can't be everywhere all at once, unfortunately. I have 2 kids. You're always going to miss something, but they don't remember that. As long as you're doing everything you can for your children, you're being a good parent. You're supporting them in the things that they want to do, the things that they love when you can. You're being understanding of their feelings. You're accepting them for who they are. At that point, when you're doing all of those things, kids will likely not remember if you missed something because you were busy working, or you were busy getting rest, or you were busy doing what you had to do to ensure that you could be the best parent you can be. They're okay. And it's hard as parents to accept that we're going to miss some things, but also they need their parents to be the best person, human they could be, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of the above. Multi-level marketing companies don't help you do that, in my opinion, and from experience.
Not that I was, sure, I did other things besides dote on my children 24/7, but I was able to be there for everything because I chose a career that allowed me to say yes to every opportunity that passed my way.
But let's not forget also that you had to pay to join these companies that are supposedly allowing you to not miss anything ever at any time in your kid's life. You had to pay and then hope that you made at least your investment back.
And I remember sitting with some people a couple years ago, and they were also in network marketing, but we all build differently. We all teach differently, and we mentor differently. And I remember those 2 girls both being like, if I could just do one thing different, I'd be more present with my kids. And I remember the 2 girls both kind of said the same thing, and I was like, yeah, I don't have that regret. I don't.
If I were those women, I would have punched her square in the nose.
Girl fight.
Are you kidding me? As a mother, I'm enraged. I have no more words because I'm so mad. Some things should just stay in the draft, and that comment should have stayed in the draft.
I was there. I was there for every big moment. And to me, that was my drive. Like, I wanted nothing more than to be a mom to my kids. That's what got me in this position in the first place. And that's what kept me here. So the time freedom and flexibility is by all means the biggest piece on my heart. But beyond that, the financial aspect was huge. Like I said, I was in public accounting. I had a really good job and I liked making money. Like, no way around that. I like being able to say yes to opportunities when they come my way. I like to be able to be generous and giving. I like to be able to do things with my kids and travel. And those things all require money. So
Exactly, lady. They all require money. Being able to be with your kids requires money. And most times when people join multi-level marketing companies like Hugh and Grace, they will not make the money that they need to be available to their kids the way that you're saying they're going to be available to their kids.
I loved like being like that first realization that I was like, oh, I like these products. These products work for me. These products could work for other people. I connect people to these products and I earn an income. Like, makes pretty much common sense to me. And then similarly with the business, like, you want to be home with your babies too? I have an opportunity that can help you do that, that can help you create income, that you can build on your time to be able to make those decisions. So I feel like it became such a natural thing to share because it was such a deep impact into my personal life. So the time and financial aspects were all by all means like the biggest parts of it, but really just being able to travel on top of that.
I can't wipe this dirty look off my face. I'm really trying, but it's so early in the morning. And I haven't had enough caffeine to be more accepting of this bullshit right now.
Like, I went recently on my 7th trip in 18 months with Hugh and Grace that has been earned in some capacity through Hugh and Grace, through team retreats and leadership opportunities. And the last one I got to bring my husband along with, and it's the second of the 7 that he came along with me.
2 of 7, she has been able to bring her husband with her. 2 of 7 trips, you guys. I just I'd at some point feel guilty about leaving my husband to go on some tropical vacation, whether it's 3 or 4 days or not. I would feel guilty. And I've gone on trips by myself before, but 5 trips that are probably some kind of beachy tropical location that she went by herself. Where were your kids? I thought you were trying to make memories and be there for all of your kids' moments, but you went on 7 vacations without your kids for this multi-level marketing company. Or maybe it was this one and BODi. I don't know. I think she said Hugh and Grace, but I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's a little bit contradictory. Contradictory. One of those words have to be the right one.
But you get what I'm saying.
And right before we left, he said, how proud he was that I was able to earn this for us. And as the trip wound down, he said it again. And there's something, especially if you were in a position where maybe you aren't financially contributing much to the family.
It's so annoying. Is it annoying when she does that? I don't know.
Okay, let's bring everyone down an octave.
When your husband works really hard to allow you to be the mama and be the home giver, the home taker, and taking care of all the things at home, for him to be able to say, like, thank you. Like, you worked hard and you earned this amazing trip for us. So, like,
You earning an incentive trip and taking your husband was what it took for him to thank you. The bar is in hell.
that aspect of fulfillment of giving back to him is, in a sense, on top of just knowing that, like, I earned the trip. Like, those aren't given to people.
Yeah.
You have to earn that. Um,
Yeah.
and that travel aspect has always been a real big part of it for me too.
Yeah. And I know that that opportunity is there for a lot of people that wouldn't travel otherwise or couldn't afford to travel otherwise. So to have that perk on top of everything else is amazing. So one thing we didn't touch on yet is like, why Hugh and Grace? You made this pivot a year and a half ago. Like, what was it about this company that drew you in and is keeping you here a year and a half later, still strong in the mission and like ready to go?
Yeah, so I mean, I think like a lot of people, you get tied to the mission of something, and that's what can really, like, you can sell a product. Like, you could sell a product to sell a thing to make a dollar, and that's one thing, but you can really go far when you're tied to the mission. And
What the is the mission? We haven't even touched on the mission yet.
before I became an advocate with Hugh and Grace, I was a customer because I started down the road of having some of my own hormone issues that I was navigating and not getting answers from a conventional medicine standpoint. And I didn't like that. So I started researching. I started digging around. I got a certification to learn more because what I learned, I wanted to be able to teach others. So I got that certification. And in that process, I was learning a lot about supplements and things that you can do to support your body as you're going through this glorious perimenopause transition of life. And I kept coming across these products, and the ingredients were all aligned to the Hugh and Grace routine.
No. Immediately no. How many doctors did you speak to? How many nutritionists? How many did you actually talk to before you turned to Hugh and Grace for your hormonal answers while you were going through perimenopause? That is garbage. Please don't do that. Instead, be a stickler about what doctor you're seeing. Interview the out of your doctors until you find one that you can connect with, that you like. Don't jump into a multi-level marketing company. You're not going to get the results that you need or that you're looking for in most cases when you talk to a multi-level marketing participant or founder. I hate this so much. When are we going to get real serious about getting rid of these health and wellness multi-level marketing companies? I hate it. Hate the supplement world. The fact that there's no regulation in the supplement sector of life in the United States, at least, is all I need to know before I'm going to go ahead and trust somebody who is trying to sell me supplements.
So, as a customer, 6 months before I became an advocate, I was using the products. I was using Hydrate Detox every day. I was using the AM and PM supplement. And then the Triple Boost came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need methylated B12.
Oh my gosh, I need methylated B12. Are you getting your blood work done? How did she come to that conclusion? Who told you that you needed methylated B12? Like, what? Did you get blood work to tell you that you were low on B12? Why was it methylated B12? You need blood work, an extensive workup, a exam to tell you what your body actually needs. What are we doing?
So, I got hooked on the products as a personal use. And then when I learned about the mission, I was like all in. Like, when you meet Sarah and Ben, our co-CEOs, they're literally a mom and a dad, a husband and a wife. Two people who had a struggle, who found a solution, who share their struggle and their mission with the world.
They're literally a mom and a dad. It's health and wellness, and you're just trusting these people because they're a mom and a dad. They're not physicians or medical professionals.
And I said that to Sarah whenever we were together at the last trip. And I said, thanks for allowing your mess to become a really powerful message. Because some people, we're all carrying messy things of life, and they didn't let it just be their story. They let it become a messy, messy mission that transformed into so much more and has impacted so many lives from a product standpoint and also from an income standpoint. And once I met them, it was like, oh my gosh, like, I want to do this with you. And they're not CEOs that are talking down on you, like, do this or do that. Like, they are in it, like, side by side with you. They hear you, they listen to you, they want our feedback. They want this to succeed just as much as we want our own businesses to succeed. So it was like, I was hooked on the products, and that was great. And then when I learned about the mission, that was powerful. And then when I met Sarah and Ben themselves, it was like, this is something that I could truly get behind. And once you're tied to that, it's so easy to share it with other people.
Right. And hormone health is such a a trendy hot topic right now, but it's
Because it's a gimmick. It's not going anywhere because it's a great marketing gimmick, not because it's actually making a huge difference in lives.
one that's not going anywhere. Like once you learn these things about your body and your hormones and how to properly take care of them, you can't look back. Like you just keep going forward and learning more and doing better. So I love that. All right. So for the mom out there who's watching this, listening, feels that like little tug on her heart, like, oh, could I do this? Is this for me?
No, just don't do it. No, it's not the right time. It's never going to be the right time. Don't do it.
Is now the right time? What would you say to her?
It's 100% the right time. Stop overthinking and just do it.
Wow, that was deep. She's Nike. Just do it.
So often we overthink everything to a point that no action takes place.
Mhm.
And I think we're all sitting on that in some capacity of something you want to do, and you just have to sit down and do it. So by this point, if you've made it 15 minutes into our little video and you're sitting here still listening, I think that's enough of a sign.
No, it's not a sign. If you fell for that right there, just know that it's not a sign. Don't, you're still watching, hopefully because I'm providing some fun commentary, not because you're going to join Hugh and Grace. And if you are thinking of joining, please don't run away.
That this is something that matters to you, that this is something that you should take the leap on. There's literally nothing to lose. When it comes to enrolling as an advocate, you can actually get the fee totally waived. There's a $45 fee. You can get it totally waived with the purchase of the products, but those products are things you're gonna use. It's not like you're buying a handbag that sits in your closet. Not that handbags aren't great, but you're not just buying a thing. You're buying products that your body needs or your kids need.
Who is telling you that your body needs this? Please, if you're somebody who takes supplements, the likelihood of them harming you, depending on what supplements that they are, you're taking them like they say, it's pretty slim that they're going to harm you. But it's in most cases, if you're not being directed by a physician that has done a workup on your body to let you know you need something, in most cases, you're just paying for expensive urine. If your body doesn't need it, it's not going to absorb it. If your body can't absorb it, it's not going to absorb it. And you're just going to pee it out. And any positive effects you might feel are likely placebo effects. When we're talking about supplements are not regulated. They don't have to be proven to do anything. They don't have to be, a lot of them don't even dissolve in your system. The supplement world is sketchy. And I hope one day they'll start cracking down on claims like this. But because the supplement world is so sketchy, there's not much cracking down on these claims that is happening. So we just have to be smarter and educate ourselves and do better.
Or your spouse needs. So you're actually using the things. And even if by all means, if you never did anything from a business standpoint, you're now discovering these products that could change everything about how you feel, how you age, how you progress in life, and what you can learn. And I think that so often it's the start that stops most people. And the idea of what you're going to do when you get here, or the idea that, oh my gosh, no one's going to want to buy from me, whatever it might be. Like, I promise you, people will. These are everyday products that people are using. Our business is really built, our product catalog is built on simple swaps. Simple swaps for the home. Everybody washes their face and cleans their countertops.
God, I hate that friggin' argument.
And, fuels their body in some capacity. Using these products helps you do it in a cleaner, less toxic way, in a way that supports your overall hormone health, but really just your overall health.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. Well, I have nothing else to ask you. I think this was super great. I am really grateful for you sharing all of your life story here and why you're here and the reasons you're here. And I can't wait to see who joins our team next.
Me too. Thank you.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye.
Bye. Please, God, don't fall for this. Please. I'm begging you not to fall for this. I think most of you are pretty with it, and you're not gonna fall for this. But anyway, hey, if you're not subscribed and you made it to the end of this video, I would love it if you would subscribe and come back for more content. There's more videos coming like this, as well as TikTok rabbit hole videos. That's a new video that I just started. So go ahead and hit subscribe, or don't if you're just watching for fun. Maybe it's a hate watch. It's okay, I get it. But anyway, as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.